Hi, Mick. It's Aussie Villain. I'm good, mate. I'm good. Listen, I just want to let you know that Logan is going to be doing FP1 in Jeddah. Why? Well, because he's American, mate, and you're not. Yeah, I know that K-Mag's not American either, but the thing is, he's better than you, and he's more likely to score me points. Hey guys, I'm Aussie Villain and welcome back to Haas F1. We are kicking Haas with America's team, and today it is the Jeddah Grand Prix. Now, I'm going to try a little bit different with this race, and what we're going to try and do, well, I'll talk you through it as we go. But anyway, let's have a quick update of how we did. Of course, we got the 10th place finish with K-Mag in Bahrain, which was excellent. And we have, as you can see here, 4 days until we're off to Jeddah. Though, realistically, we'd stay in the Middle East, wouldn't we? We wouldn't fly all the way back to Europe just to fly all the way back again because carbon footprints. But let's go and have a look here at the cars. Now, we have a little bit of a better idea now, I think, of how our car stacks up, which is decent compared to the rest of the field. But if we do just go and show the team ranking here, low speed corners we are quite good at. Engine cooling is fine. Where the car, and this is going to be a problem for Jeddah, it's high speed. High speed corners is the car is not great. Top speed and acceleration is not great either. So I think if we're looking at where we need to develop the car, it's high speed corners, medium speed corners, and that's a lot of, there's not that many low speed corners on a Formula One track, although that is where you tend to make up the most amount of time because you're in the corner for longer. But yeah, so let's go and have a look here. If we were to develop a new part, the current projects we have, we are manufacturing a suspension, and we are currently doing an underfloor design to improve that. So if we go now to have a look at something else, we go back here and new project, we need to design something else to help us with our high-speed cornering. Now you can see here, it kind of highlights in blue what each part is going to help us with. So front wing will help us with high-speed corners, and the only other part that will help us with the high-speed corners is actually the underfloor. So we're working on the right parts of the car, which is good. So let's go and design ourselves a new front wing. Let's go and get these hours here. We want cornering, high speed, medium speed. There we go. If we go a little bit more for low speed as well. And can we get more, can we get down here a green arrow on the high speed as well? There we go. So we are investing quite a bit of time into this and money as well. And then wind tunnel hours as well. As I said last episode, what I would rather do is have big upgrades, even if they do sort of eat into our allotted times for everything. I'd rather have big upgrades that take big steps forward rather than sort of a lot of little upgrades. So that is that. That's the design focus. I don't really understand what this does, but if we go up to high speed, it just seems to take away from everything else. I think we want to try and have them balanced as possible. Engineers. Let's do that, and if we rush it, it costs a little bit more money, but I'm okay with that because it'll get us through a little bit quicker. And we do have a little bit. Maybe we don't have the money to spend that I think we do. It's only 350k, I think only, but in the grand scheme of Formula One, that's not too much, is it? So let's go with that, and hopefully that'll come through nicely and quickly for us. If we go and have a look at our drivers and how they are performing, did we get any development points? We didn't. I think, as I say in the intro there, what we're going to do today is Logan Sargeant is going to do FP1, and hopefully we'll start and get him really up to speed, ready to go when he takes over from Mick Schumacher next season. And the reason he's taking over, of course, we want American drivers long term, and well, Logan Sargeant is the best of those, and there's no one else really ready to come in to replace Magnussen yet anyway. Everything else there is absolutely fine, so let's... Staff, nothing is going to change there just yet. Facilities, nothing is going to change there. Although I did want to actually have a look at the race simulator. It costs £1 million, and it will help. It'll help Logan Sargeant basically develop. So let's go and build one of those. £1 million should be fine. What I don't want to do, of course, is bankrupt the team in my first month in the job. So let's get that done. The board are happy after the point. So that's good. Race performance delighted. So that's good. We're on target to come 6th in the constructors as well, which is nice. So we'll continue on from there, and we've pretty much, there we go. We're ready to go to the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. Let's go and have a look at our race prep. What's this? That is just a bit of an update on everything. So race prep. Let's have a look at that. But let's have a look at the track now. We know it's going to be well, there's the sectors. First of all, you can see there, sector 1, sector 2, sector 3. There is a little bit of red there, which is sort of traction zones, but I mean, that's not a traction zone. Yeah, anyway, you can see it's a very, very fast track, so high-speed corners are crucial, and that is not somewhere that we excel. So I'm expecting this might be a little bit more of a difficult race for us. Time will tell, I suppose. Reach Q3, I think we're going to struggle to do that, if I'm honest. Can we do reach Q2 instead? As a guarantee. We should be able to do that, shouldn't we? I don't think we can reach Q3. A bit of an ask. Finishing position. All right, let's go with a top 12. Come on, K-Mag, he can do that for us. And qualifying hot streak, finishing position as well. Let's go with that. I don't know. I mean, I think it just all adds to potential money you can get. So that is that. The cars are ready to go. Let's go to Saudi Arabia. So we can see here weather forecast, as you would expect, not much sunshine in the not much rain in the desert. Now, my plan for this episode is going to be just a little bit different, and that is I want to try and keep episode length down. So as I try this today, and if it doesn't work, then let me know. We can do sort of the more regular thing. What we're going to do is do free practice in a little bit of detail, not too much, but then we'll do qualifying, and then we'll do the race next episode, and that way I can sort of hopefully show more or less the entire race on speed, not like anyway, we'll just see. I have a plan. We'll see how it works, and again, if you just give me the feedback, and we'll figure out the best way to show this this new game. I think the thing is, it is a bit of it's new for everybody, right? So it's we want to try and get everything roughly in the middle if we can. There we go, and then we'll fine-tune from there on K-Mag. All right, let's go and see how Logan Sargeant does in Formula 1. Okay, so we're going to send everybody out. Sargeant leaves the pit lane. Big day for him. We'll send K-Mag out. We don't want them right behind each other. And, yeah, there we go. Logan Sargeant has sat in a Formula 1 car on a Formula 1 race weekend. And there we go. Congratulations to him. Big day. All right, so let's put it on to ×8 here, and we can watch them go around. Let's get the sector times up. And, yeah. So this is free practice. Basically, what we want to do is, you can see there that Sargeant's getting his experience points up. And this is the what is that? Oh, familiarity, almost got there with the car. So that's because it's a brand new car. We've had parts added to it. That'll go up over time. And this is for the setup. So until that is 5 of 5, basically they have to stay out there because they're not going to be able to give us proper feedback. So it looks as though Logan Sargeant is about 4/10 off of Magnussen at this point. And that's fine. This is all about just getting Logan Sargeant experience, being up to build up his skill set, so that next year when he comes in for Mick Schumacher, he's going to be ready to hit the ground running. So the fact that there's 3, no, Magnus just gone a little bit faster. He's there or thereabouts. Now, don't worry about where we are in the standings. Ultimately, it doesn't matter, and also we're on a hard tyre. So, I really am not bothered about where we are in the standings right now. When we get to FP3, we'll be a little bit more concerned at that point. So let's get through the rest of this stint here from Sargeant. Okay, so K-Mag has come back in. He has completed, he's sort of given us the feedback. You can see he's not a massive fan of the car. So we will try and tweak this for him. If we do that, and do we need to make the car a little bit stiffer? Okay, so we've moved around everything a little bit. So we'll send K-Mag back out and try and nail this setup a little bit more. And we're just waiting on Sargeant. He's coming back now.
How is the balance? How's the balance?
Let's see what he has to say here. Something feels off with the car. So he doesn't particularly like his setup either. But you'll see there he's sitting in P14, only a second and a half off the leader. K-Mag is about 4/10 up the road, but he's inside the top 10, which is excellent. All right, so Sargeant really is not happy with his setup. So we've tweaked it around a little bit, and we'll send him back out now as well. It does take a little bit of time to make the setup changes, as you would expect. So yeah, that is what it is. It's just the cost of doing business, really. Okay, so FP1 has finished, and we've had K-Mag there in 13th in the end, albeit on the hard tyre, Logan Sargeant in 16th, and the gap between them is, what, about 4 tenths. So, given that we set up, if we can see here, we never really got a setup that was even close. I can't really show you just yet, but we're way off, basically, so that's not too bad. But the important thing here, of course, is that Sargeant got his driver development points, and that is good for the future. All right, let's go and see how we can do in FP2. So Mick Schumacher will be back in the car for this session, obviously. Now we'll see how he likes the car setup. We'll go on a medium tire though, so we can kind of just keep plowing around for a little bit longer. And K-Mag is still working on his setup. You can see there, it's not. We're a long way. That's the best. So we have made some changes at the end of last session. So hopefully he'll see an improvement here, but we'll need to send him out to get those get the feedback. All right, so K-Mag has done his run. We are getting a little bit closer to the good setup that he's looking for. Still, traction is not great. Now, ideally, I mean, traction doesn't make that much of a difference around here. We've got optimal oversteer set up, so we want to try and keep that roughly where it is. We need a little bit more of a change. I wonder if we want a really, really stiff car, and then we can just try and keep the oversteer optimal. All right, let's see how that goes for K-Mag. All right, so we are still working away on setups here. If we just get this down, I've got to move the camera to start the episode. Sorry about that. We can see Mick Schumacher is only 2 tenths back, and he doesn't have the same track familiarity. He's still obviously missing FP1. He's still learning the track a little bit, or getting comfortable with the track. So that's not bad. Only a tenth or 2 tenths back. We'll take that for this early in the race weekend. All right, so that is the end of FP2 now. Verstappen quickest in this session. If we go down, we're still 13th and 16th. Mick Schumacher's a little bit closer to Magnussen than Logan Sargeant was, but you would expect that. We are still a little ways away from a setup, though, going into FP3, which is not ideal. Okay, so it is now the Saturday. It is qualifying day. Track acclimatization for Mick Schumacher needs to be a little bit better. Now, does he have a set of mediums? He does. We're not going to need them for qualifying, so we'll stick the medium on both of them. And they are both still sort of going through a little bit of a run plan here to see how they go. So it looks like we've got his traction better. So let's hope that this setup works for Mick. And then Kevin Magnussen is, well, we're still trying to just find that perfect setup for him. So let's go.
That's good.
Yeah, don't worry too much that it has nothing there for K-Mag. We made some changes right at the end of FP2 as we go out for the final free practice session. So yeah, it will hopefully, that'll come back to us a little bit here once we get a little bit of feedback from him. Okay, so Mick is back in the garage after doing his run, and we're getting there, aren't we? The issue we're going to have is, are we going to have enough time to absolutely nail this? Now, straights could be better, so if we do that, we want to get this back to within that optimal range. So if we say there, now cornering we did have good. Now we've got to try and fix that. Do that to there. You can see it really is. It's just like it's like, I don't know, it's like just tweaking little bits here and there just to try and get us to where we need to be. Ideally, what I want is for that oversteer, we need it to come back a little bit, don't we? If we bring the front wing back, oh, we just run out of tire camber. I wonder if we can, no, because that's going to take us in the wrong direction then, isn't it? All right, let's see how this goes for Mick. And I mean, this is pretty much it. We're getting to the point now where we're just going to have to go with it. So we know what we have.
Kev,
let's see what K-Mag has to say. He's happy.
Understood, Kev.
That's excellent. Let's call him in and see exactly what he's got for us. But you can see so far so good. Where's K-Mag? 9th. Mick Schumacher down there in 14th, which isn't ideal. 90% now. So we are almost there. Braking stability is maybe the issue for K-Mag. So we want to go the other way, I would suspect. You can see we're starting to get to roughly the same place that Mick Schumacher's at as well, aren't we? So let's send him back out, and this will be the final change we can make for him. And then we'll have to see for qualifying if this is any better. Then we'll go with that, and if not, then we can revert back to the 90% setup that we've just seen from him. Okay, so we've got both drivers in. It looks as though Mick Schumacher's got a 95% setup. That's about as good as we're going to get, I think, certainly at this point in the session. So we'll just send him back out on soft tyres to have another run. And K-Mag, 96%. So that, in the end, we've got there. But only just, with about 2 minutes to spare. Look at that. Oh, you won't bother sending them. Oh, let's send them out. Go on, boys. Will they even get a lap in? Almost certainly not. But there we go. So K-Mag is in 12th, Mick Schumacher in 16th. But I think more importantly than that, we seem to have a setup that both drivers like. So let's go qualify. So here are the final session times. K-Mag actually ended up going up to 12th. He was 13th, or did he drop a position there at the end? But anyway, you can see we're setting those times, our fastest times on medium tyres with a setup that wasn't ideal. So I'm quite pleased with that. And yeah, track acclimatization. Obviously, Mick Schumacher's a little bit behind. But this season, in terms of that car, is just getting Logan Sargeant ready for next season. That's basically what we're trying to do. But otherwise, I'm quite happy with how pre-practice went. All right, welcome back. It is time to qualify. We can see the best practice times there. We're probably going to need to do, we are going to need to do better than that, but we just need to get through Q1 first of all. So we've got soft tyres on, confidence in the setup. Let's go. All right, so here we go, out for our first run. We'll send them straight out. I do like to get out nice and early where possible. So we'll just let them go around here and prepare themselves. I think we'll go on board for the first lap with Mick, and we'll just kind of see what sort of lap we think he can do here. Let's jump on board. And do a lap of Jeddah with Mick Schumacher. On the soft tyres, of course. We are hopeful of getting both cars out. He was, what, P16, wasn't he, in free practice? Hopefully with soft tyres, a setup he likes, a little bit more track familiarity as well, he'll be able to get himself into Q2 along with K-Mag. And yeah, I mean, it's a little bit of a shame. I mean, it's you know, trying to put a little spin on the series of getting the American drivers in. I mean, Schumacher is just a bit of a lame duck this season. We're going to be just focusing. K-Mag will hopefully score the points for us. Anything Mick Schumacher gets in a race will be a bonus. And like I say, it's just all about progressing Logan Sargeant so that next season we have our American driver coming in and ready to roll. So K-Mag has gone fastest through the first sector so far, although it's possibly just been our two cars that have gone out there. So there's some other cars, but certainly in terms of setting a competitive time. So Mick, surprisingly, as the first car on track, does the purple second sector. K-Mag goes quicker again. And it's looking as though K-Mag is still the quicker of the two. But again, as I say, you would expect that. He had that extra practice session to get himself up to speed. This is all about just making sure we are not in the bottom 5. And let's see what sort of time Mick Schumacher has done here. He has done a where's the time? A 1:30.9. So that feels fast, and he's 3/10 or so off of K-Mag. Okay, I've just paused it here for a second. 3 minutes to go in the session. Now, Mick is currently in 12th, but if you're looking at people that have set representative times, I suspect, I mean, Verstappen, no, because look where Perez is. Gasly, no, because look where Tsunoda is, just behind K-Mag there, who's currently 8th. Norris, again, Ricciardo is ahead of Mick Schumacher. Albon, that he's not representative, but looking at what Latifi did, that should be okay. And Stroll, again, should be okay, but I mean, Alonso even, he's quite a ways off of Ocon. So Mick Schumacher is going to have to do a better lap here. So we're going to send K-Mag out first, and then Mick in. Oh, sent Mick out into a little bit of traffic there. K-Mag has spun. How have you spun, K-Mag? You're not injured. Okay, just pride. I'm not really sure how he's done that, but anyway, let's. He's still top in front. So Mick Schumacher is actually the last car on track. Is he going to get around to get his lap in? I'm a little bit nervous. No, he is. All right, so let's go on board with Mick. Are we on board with Mick? We are. He's the last car on track, so we are going to know. I've timed this well, haven't I? We are going to know if he's going to be good enough by the time we get there. Let's go and have a look at sector times and see who is going faster. Gasly is doing a personal best. Magnussen has done a green first sector as well, and a green second sector, so he's looking so he might improve. But this is all about Mick Schumacher and whether or not he will get himself out of Q1. He managed it, of course, in Bahrain. I think, oh no, he didn't. He got eliminated, didn't he? He was 16th in Bahrain. Let's see what his first sector time. It's green, so he's going faster as well. But look at all the green behind us. Stroll, Albon, Norris, Gasly, and Latifi all going faster. Magnussen finishes his lap, moves up into 7th as things stand. The checkered flag is out. We knew this was just a one-shot thing. And let's see what the second sector time is. Look at all the green behind him. Is he going to do enough? I'm expecting Verstappen to leapfrog him. Hopefully, nobody else. Tsunoda, no, Ricciardo has got ahead of Tsunoda. Tsunoda has not gone faster. Verstappen goes top. Not quite top, he goes second. We are now the driver at risk. We are now out. Mick Schumacher needs to beat Daniel Ricciardo's time, or he will be eliminated in Q1 for the second race in a row. Here we go. What's he done? Has he done enough? Go on, Mick. What have you done, mate? What have you done? Mick Schumacher is out. He's out. It's nothing, but Mick Schumacher is eliminated. He just wasn't quite fast enough. Look at that. An 8.2 from Ricciardo and 8.9 from Mick. So unlucky. Alright, so K-Mag has done a lap on a used set of softs that put him 5th, which is absolutely stunning. And now he's coming around to start this final lap of Q2 on a fresh set of soft tyres. He has got a lot of time to play with, but again, we look at representative times. Perez is way down on what he should be, as is Russell, as is Ocon as well. But even that being the case, he should still, I mean, Sainz is behind him. You'd expect him to go in front. I think we're maybe looking at a battle with the Alfa Romeos here. So if he can stay ahead of Bottas, Zhou, Gasly, those are the sorts of names that we were racing in Bahrain as well, isn't it? So let's see what he can do. Come on, K-Mag. Not faster through the first sector, which is annoying given that he's on fresher tyres, but one lap the tyres don't wear too much. I think we've got a McLaren in front of us, or is it an Alfa Romeo? Trying to see on the mini-map there. It looks like it's that darker Maroni colour that is the Alfa Romeo. He is faster through the second sector though. He is down to 9th. Sainz will almost certainly go ahead of him. That'll put us in 10th. And we've got Perez behind us as well. He's going to need to go faster. He's going to need to leapfrog Ocon and possibly Hamilton as well to stay in qualifying. He's going faster than the car in front. He's out. We need to go faster. Come on, K-Mag. Is he getting a little bit of a tow? Has he done enough? Kevin Magnussen! No, he's out. He's not fast enough. He's 12th. So K-Mag eliminated even in Q2. So qualifying has not quite gone to plan as we would have hoped. Let's hope that we can do a little bit better in the race potentially. But 12th is okay. We can race from there, as they say. So this brings us to the race and what strategy we want to use. So this is where I'm going to need you guys in the comments. What do we want to do? We want a one-stop, don't we? If one-stop's an option, I would imagine that's what we want to do. And then if safety cars fall our way, potentially, then we can look to change and go into softer tyres and do more stops if it's going to benefit us in that way. So my thought process would be start on the medium tyre. Although with Mick Schumacher, you maybe want to start on the hard tyre, give him longer to catch a potential safety car. I think perhaps, yeah, well, I think maybe that makes a little bit of sense to split it. But I do think with K-Mag, we want to start on the softer of the two tyres and then go to the hard. And then if we can put a soft on if that becomes beneficial later on in the race. So that's kind of what I'm thinking. Let me know what you guys think, where you think we'll finish in the race as well. Can we get points again with K-Mag? That's all to find out next episode. If you've enjoyed this, make sure you hit thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe if you're new. Let me know if you enjoyed this style, and then we'll do the race next episode rather than sort of cramming everything into one longer episode. And I'll see you next time for the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. Take care.